Good day everyone. Today I discuss on-site events management service. The event management service begin at the essential office. Set up and do not end until the exhibit hall is torn down. They do not by proactively confirming all prior arrangement, anticipating potential problem, checking its event in advance, and staying its constant communication with facility and service staff. The trained professional will make entire event more manageable, more cost-effective, and more memorable. Over the years, while working on hundreds of conventional, have developed a formal for meeting planning is a specification for many hotel and conventional center prepare. Communication. Telecommunication is the transmission of signs, signal messages, word, writing, image, and sound of information of the nature by wire, radio, optical, or electromagnetic system. Telecommunication and virtual presence are business tools, but event management is specialized. You need professional eyes on scenes, able to cart wisely yet decisively. Prepare on-site management. Success events are usually based on a stronger concept and purpose. Ideas for holding events arise concept from a multitude of reasons. If the event is staged on an annual or repeated basis at the beginning of each year's planning process, always make the time to review the reason that you are staging the event and to consider how it can be developed further. Set everything up. Be the first to arrive at the site to oversee this presentation. Make sure everyone files in accordingly and start making phone calls if not. Be flexible. This means making sure that things keep to schedule and assisting or having backup plans if it falls behind and being okay with it. Keep everyone updated. Check the guest numbers and needs are still correct on the day of the event and advise the service team of any changes at the earliest possible opportunities. You should be the first set of eyes that notice if anything goes wrong. Do your things and respect your service team to look after them if have given them a good base, they should be fine. For marketing events, give a take away. You want all your guests to remember how awesome of the time they had. Congratulate yourself after the event. Most events tend to run themselves when they start, but all the hard work is the preparation that no one sees. Take care of returns payment and thank all parties. You may need arrange returning hard or borrow equipment and later consulting with the client about their experience.
Our topic is plans for on-site event management. Event management is a great experience regardless of whether it is your own party, a corporate event for family and friends, or weddings and other more formal affairs. It's a tough job, but it's very fulfilling too. It can make a world of difference to the people involved who will greatly appreciate your kindness and monumental efforts in organizing their birthdays, anniversary, wedding, or other celebration or event. Plans for on-site management are developed in accordance with the agreed procedure for the meeting or event. There is some useful procedure for on-site management such as registrations, organizing committee, record keeping and reporting, and special needs. Event management has risk management, crowd control, event timings, and contractor communication. Figure out your purpose and objectives. This all seems a little too logical, but you need to get this down in permanently in order to know what's the best size of venue, the right budget, the nature of presentations, amount or type of guests, and what strategies to employ for your specific event. Pick your date and time. This is one of the most important factors in your event planning. Pick a date and time no one can make, and it does not even matter how great an event you have planned. Pick your venue. Now that you have an idea of what you're doing and when you're doing it, you can start thinking about venues and approaching potential ones with a date and things you will need. Choose the amount of people to invite. Some events are strictly ticket entry or invitation only, so it is easier to plan, but many events will have latecomers or extras such as children, partners, or friends. And keep in mind that the more guests you have, the more crew you need to. Assemble a team. Organize your service team, even if they are friends and relatives or other volunteers, to handle different relevant sections, even if you are not professionally running an event but running a small family event. Good event management in a big scale is about organizing people to be in charge of individual areas of the event and making sure everyone knows what the plan is. Materials for effective on-site management. Proper order processes are another step in establishing an effective materials management process in an event. It may include but are not limited to running sheets. Generically, a run sheet is a list of procedure or events organized in sequence. As temporal, it relates to television or the stage. A run sheet breaks the show up into segments and lists which guests will appear when, for how breaks will take place. Copies of agreements. Planning an event takes a lot of work. For each individual or company whose service you hired, you will need a contract to protect you from being overcharged or stuck without those services on the day of the event. Use plain, concise language when writing an event contract so there is no room for misinterpretation from either party. Number 1. Compile all of the information you need to include in the contract in one document for your reference. Number 2. Create a form with sections for contact information, the date and time listed as well as the expectation on your list. Number 3. Write a payment agreement by stating your name as the payer, the contracted worker's name or company name as the recipient, the hourly or overall wage, and any extra fees that are either liable to be added or subtracted. Write a section specifically for refunds and cancellations and explicitly state what your grounds are for not issuing payment. Number 5. Write a section for any other negotiable items specific to your event and how they may be resolved. Number 6. Create a section with both your name and the contracted worker's full names typed with a line to date and sign.
Indoor and outdoor events protocol. All events must have adequate space for the public to move safely around the chosen area of the events. In indoor, the exit must be unobstructed by the stalls or goods. In outdoor, this kind of events present a whole new set of challenges, complications, and logical concerns. Here are a few important factors you will need to consider if organizing an outdoor event. Number 1. Make sure your event will work in an outdoor setting. Not every event will work out of doors. If you are running a technology or engineering conference, you are probably better off booking a convention center. Always consider the core function and main objectives of your event. Number 2. Ensure there's a suitable venue. Once you are certain your event can actually be run outside, you will next wanting to track down a suitable venue. There should be plenty of parks and outdoor concert halls in your city that you can make use. Number 3. Pay attention to the weather. Since your event's being run outside, it is absolutely critical that you plan for inclement weather and monitor weather reports as event day approaches. Number 4. Don't forget your equipment. Just because you are running things outdoors does not necessarily mean you will not need equipment. Running things outdoors make it a little more complicated, but it's likely you will require lighting, sound systems, other such electronics, and maybe even Wi-Fi access. Your venue may have a portable generator, or you might invest in one. Source contractors. The setup and takedown of major event sites can be extremely hazardous, and all necessary precautions need to be put in place by the contractor and event organizer. The officer of the selection contractor should be ensure the safety of the working procedures on the site and to ensure the build of the structure and specifications. The event safety officer should ensuring that the staff is well trained in the use of the equipment. A unique circumstances of events is that the activities and tasks to be completed before an event greatly increases the closer you get to the start time. An additional uniqueness of events is that most venues are not set up until a few days prior to opening. This makes it difficult to get a good picture of what the event site will look like on the day of the event, especially in location and not ordinarily used for event. In established venues that conduct events, you may find you have to back events, which require quick setting up and tearing down. The following factors should be considered: layout of the venue or the site, viewing areas, seating arrangements, site or venue infrastructure, circulation areas, and space required per person. Appropriate contractors. Event organizers should initiate a series of pre-planning, pre-events, and post-events meeting between the relevant external agencies and the event organizers' key personnel from the event management. Event management is the application of project management to the creation and development of large-scale events such as festival, conference, wedding, concert, or convention. The contractor may include venues, speakers, staging and audiovisual suppliers, display suppliers, caterers, entertainers, and equipment hire companies. A specification may include price, performance standards, timelines, technical specification for equipment, term-related requirements, regulatory requirements, and previous experience. Monitor contractors. Many organizations use contractors to manage some or all their facilities. Effective contractors for management is vital to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of all those involved. Contractors must be able to demonstrate their competence to carry out the work safely. Planning. Considering health and safety when planning work will allow you to identify hazard associated with the work, evaluate the risk and determine what control measures are necessary, decide what information, instruction, and training is required, identify how cooperation and coordination between all parties will be achieved, determine any specific health and safety requirements or conditions that need to be met, decide what they need to do to effectively manage and supervise the contractor's work. Selecting a contractor should not be based on the price. Clients should ask potential contractors to provide details of their experience of similar work, their health and safety policy and arrangements for managing health and safety, how they carry out risk assessments and control risk, their health and safety performance, including details of accidents, relevant qualification and skills of individuals who would carry out the work, and lastly, the health and safety training and information they provide to employees. Relevant safety information and requirements should be communicated to contractors. This should include details of any hazards that they will face result on site, what to do in the event of a fire or other emergency, accident reporting and first aid arrangements, the identifications of any restricted areas or areas where employees may be working, and waste disposal and housekeeping arrangements. The level of monitoring required will depend on the work they are doing and the level of risk. Typical observations when monitoring contractors should include checking whether method statements and safe system of work are being followed, determining whether contractors are following safety rules or disposing of waste correctly, identifying any accident, near misses, or other incidents that have occurred and whether they have been reported, and checking whether the work of the contractor is putting other people at risk. Seek information and appropriate protocol. Business protocol is a general term that may define several aspects of a business. Everything from behavior and dress to task execution is under a business protocol. The purpose of business protocol is to encourage all employees in a company to act in a uniform manner. Business protocol helps us to ensure that all employees understand their role in the company, the tasks and challenges they face, and how to execute them as quickly and accurately as possible. There are many events planning certification which can prove helpfully becoming a certified event planner. You will develop your business plan on the basis of market research, competitors analysis, and SWOT analysis of your event management company. Before developing your business plan, you should keep some points in mind. Be realistic and avoid optimism while estimating capital requirements, sales, and profit. Do not ignore developing strategies which may come handy in case of advertises in your business. The following steps can be adopted for developing a business plan your event management company. Outline your business objectives, determine your staffing needs and what should be their skill set, determine how exactly you will find clients, and last, estimate your capital requirements for one whole year. Integrate appropriate protocol procedures into work activities. Protocols are rules and procedures for communicating. The term protocol is used in a variety of contexts. Protocol is the special set of rules that end of the points in a telecommunication connection used when they communicate. Protocols specify interaction between the communicating entities. Planning and organization makes efficient use of your time at the office by keeping you focused from beginning to completion of a project. A comprehensive plan for work, activities, and project ensures you to tackle all necessary steps for success. Organizational tools allow you to track the planning progress for the activity. Organizational plan also facilitate the collaboration and information sharing with the other team member who play a role in the competition of the activities. With the use of organizational method, you create a most effective planning system. The function may include civic reception, formal parades, city ceremonies, national holiday reception, independence ceremonies, private functions, and functions with VIPs or government officials in attendance. Work activities may include issuing invitation, preparing running sheets, preparation of briefing papers, liaison with dignitaries and officials, correspondence to dignitaries and officials, and last, providing various service during the conduct of on-site management service of food and beverage. That's all and thank you for listening.